Jonathan, hello. Please give an introduction about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Jonathan. Been in the real world for about a good year and 2 months, I want to say.
Mhm.
Um, my journey basically started. I'll kind of get into it a little bit. 3 years ago, I was on unemployment and was just kind of living off the government due to COVID. I was doing plumbing prior to that and thought I was going to be a plumber the rest of my life. But as everybody says, that's a pretty shitty job. So I don't like to really really talk much about plumbing anymore because it is a shitty job. Not only dealing with shit, but the shit that comes with it as well. So, but yeah, no, I was on unemployment after COVID had hit, and basically I was making like 5K a month off the government, and was like, hey, sweet dude, I get to stay home. I play video games, do nothing with my life, and it was like I was just living a perfect life at that time, and I didn't have much bills at that time. So um, yeah, 3 years ago, it kind of hit me hard, and my unemployment had stopped, and I had rent to pay. I had a car payment to pay, and I didn't have really anybody to rely on. And I just sat there one night and prayed to God and was like God, I know I have more to do in this life. I know that you have more of a purpose for me. Give that purpose to me. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to help people save money. I don't care what I make on it. Just, bless me with something. I woke up that next morning and I had a text on my phone from a guy that I hadn't heard from in over about a year that I used to do kind of some selling insurance with, and um, never pursued any career in the insurance career. Didn't really like how it operated. And he said, "Hey, come check out this solar gig." And I was like, "All right, well, I'll come check out this solar gig, I guess." So I met him at Starbucks and met with the owner of the old company I used to work for, and they're like, "Yeah, you can earn anywhere between like 5 to 15K per job, and it just really depends on how much effort you put into it." And I looked at them both, and I was like, "There's no way, dude. Oh, there's no way people are making this much money on a job, and no one's wanting to do it." And they're like, "No, it's serious." And I was like, "You know what?" I said, "Screw it." I said, "I'm about to lose everything I have." I said, "I'll just go all in." I said, "That's all I can do. It's either this happens or I'm gonna end up homeless." So I worked for this company and I made a sale within my first week and I made 7 grand off of it. I then, just sold one job per month until of January of last year, so of 2022. I hit my first big job selling it and made 15K off of it. And I had a discussion with myself. I was like, man, if I really, put more effort and time in, what if I closed one, two, or three of these jobs a month, or even four or five? So that would help me beneficially even more. So I sat there and I waited a month and kind of did some training videos within the solar industry, and I ended up becoming their number one sales rep in their company for a 3 month time span. I ended up making a lot of money, which I'm not going to talk about because I'll tell you why here in a second. But um, we're I became the number one sales rep. They flew me out to Las Vegas to kind of celebrate that I had done this and made such a big accomplishment in their business. Went out there. I was dating a girl at the time and was like, "Hey, we're gonna live life. Let's go have fun." Went over there, shot like 50 cows. Went to Louis Vuitton, bought her Louis Vuitton stuff, and just had fun. Came back home and had like $2,000 in my bank account, and I just got into my house that I'm in right now, and I had just gotten a Mustang GT as well, and so my bills were up there. They're like around like 4,000 a month just for those, and I was like, you know what? When I get back, I'm gonna have a big check waiting for me. Went went into that meeting that as soon as I got back home on that Monday, sat down at the table and they're like, "Hey, we got some bad news." So the company that we were partnered with, they went out of business and they took your money with them, and so I didn't receive any of my money, sadly, and I had $2,000 to my name, and I was like, what am I going to do? And I had remembered, and this was last year in about, I I want to say July or August, when this had happened, and I remember seeing videos about Tate, and this was when you guys were on Discord, and I was like, you know what? I said, I got to do this. He's talking about, he's has 18 modern wealth creations, and I got to see what this is about, because if he's sharing this knowledge, it's something I don't know. I need to know it, because if not, I'm going to lose everything I have and I'm going to be in some serious shit. So I took that $2,000 and I had joined the campus of the crypto trading, and I learned about crypto trading and became successful. I put $2,000 in, and I traded up to about $10,000 in a week. And then something else happened. The FTX crashed, and I lost all of my money. So yeah, it was like crap. I had found something that was working for me, and then FTX happened, and I was like, okay, now what am I going to do? I have $0. And I ended up calling my bank, and my bank said, hey, we're going after these people. We'll go ahead and refund your money. So I was like, okay, we're back at ground zero again. I got $2,000, thankfully. And I'm about a month in. I can't pay my house. I can't pay my car. They're calling me. They're wanting to kick me out. And I'm like, crap, what am I going to do? So I joined the e-commerce campus within the real world. And I started learning about how they market Facebook ads and Instagram ads, or TikTok ads, not Instagram ads. I apologize. And saw how they used the algorithm and how to target it and how to get the right cost per click. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. What if I take this marketing experience that they just taught me, and I start my own solar business, and I create an ad that basically tells homeowners how to save money, and see what I can do with that? Well, I invested $2,000 straight into ads, and in 1 month I made $100,000 based off of just taking the information that I learned from this campus and investing it into a different business model. And it just blew up, and kind of saved my ass, if I'm being completely honest. So the real world really honestly helped me in all aspects on with learning how to market. If it wasn't for that, I don't know how that would have gone in my life. And I'm very thankful for that opportunity, and for it to be, $50 a month. And if it was, any more expensive than, that, I mean, I don't even know if I would have invested in the beginning, but since it was that cheap, it was, why am I not doing this? Like, so ever since then, I just been brushing up on skills within the real world, and learning how they approach their clients and with outreach and stuff, and kind of built me up from there. And now I'm, turning that $100,000 month, and trying to continuously keep it at that every month, since I've been in business. So, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. I can talk and talk, man, but it's a part of life and what I had to go through to get to where I'm at. And we all have our own journey that we have to go through, and own difficulties and paths that are aligned for us. And we just got to get over it and just deal with our problems, and just hit it head on.
Okay, that was a very interesting story. Thank you for sharing that, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
A common theme I see is a lot of the time you were left with your back against the wall. There was no other option. You had to make it work. And it seems
Yeah.
then you're the type of person who actually is able to perform under pressure and thrive. Would you agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I like to be under pressure. I say that's my favorite feeling. I like to have a lot of pressure in front of me to accomplish more, because if I have that pressure on me, I know it'll push me to be a better person at the end of the day.
Mm. And it seems you're built for war as well. I don't know if you've considered it that way, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, no, it's I see how you can see it that way. So yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Okay. Let's see. You said 100,000 in 1 month.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how exactly did you set everything up to scale
So
to 100,000 in 1 month?
so basically, what I did was I targeted ads within um, the solar industry. So I took the what I had learned from the real world in the ecom campus on how they market ads, and I targeted audiences of certain I wouldn't say niche, but certain oh, I can't think of the word right now. Anyways, I targeted certain areas that people would be interested in. So there's certain interest within the solar industry, and I would run, about 5 to 6 different ads at a time, and I'd find the one that works best for me. And I finally got one that was working really well for me. I had a very, very low cost per click, and it was getting in front of like 15 to 20,000 people within, you know, 3 days. And I was just like, dude, this is where it is. And it ended up just keep blowing up and blowing up. And then from helping those clients that reached out to me on that ad that I was running, I would then help go into their house and I would close the deal. And then I would do what is called a referral weave. So I'd get referrals from them and work those referrals and get more referrals. So it's kind of like a funnel, just keep domino effect is what it was. It just one after another, after another, after another. And California is where I'm from. So out here, people had known that there was a thing called NIM 2.0 that was out last year, and NIM 2.0 was going away by April of this year. So it's no longer, no one can do NIM 2.0, and basically it's where people can own their system outright. And well, I wouldn't say own their system outright, but it was the way the electric company out here had it set up to where it made more sense to do ownership in the solar industry. So we pushed a lot of people to do ownership before. So there was a timely matter. So I don't know if that also helped with it, but to show the urgency. And that's another thing that I learned in the real world is, I still have it over here on my whiteboard. I have to have the hook, then I have to have the excitement, and then the digestibility. Those are the three things that I looked for or when I was doing those ads. So yeah, that's how I scaled it up. Basically, it was just from a domino effect though, and just kind of worked it based off that, and
Mhm.
kept running the ads and just kept going. Here we are.
That is a super cute German Shepherd you have. Wow.
Yeah, that'd be Riley. I have another one around here somewhere, but yeah, she's definitely a doll and
Yeah,
super love. So
that's awesome. Just came to lay down to be in the same room as you. I love that.
oh yeah, she's up my butt 24/7. The other one is as well. He's right there actually. He's over there, just watching the door. So,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
of course.
but yeah, no. So
Okay. And this is all you still doing it on your own? Have you outsourced anything? Are you considering
um,
outsourcing?
so at this current time, I'm actually looking. I don't know if you saw my post yet, but I asked Professor Dillon on his insight. I'm looking to hire on a marketing team to bring me set appointments. So I don't want to deal with like the lead aspect of it anymore. I don't want to have to deal with outreaching to these customers and setting up times, asking them questions, and then going in and doing the appointments. Because that whole time that I have right there is costing me so much time. If I could just get someone to bring me appointments and just go in and close these deals and start stacking it, then it'll just be a bigger domino effect, and I'm pretty sure I can almost double that on what I'm making made this month and double it instead of keep investing my time to do this stuff and it taking up that big gap. It's just a big gap right now. So right now I'm doing it all alone. I do have my dad. He works for me. So he does this part time as well. He's 48 years old and is trying to find a way to make this work for him as well. So it's super hard work. It's not easy work, but the money's good as well. And my biggest thing is just helping people.
Mm.
That's all I care about doing. And it's not it. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for helping people and making people smile. And I chase smiles, not the frowns. So I believe God will reward me with whatever, and I'll keep striving to bring those smiles to people.
Wow. And yeah,
Yeah,
that links back to that story of you praying the night before and then
yeah,
the message after. Yeah.
yeah. No, that was a big eye opener for me as well. In my faith is with God. It was just like, hey, I know there's a bigger purpose. There's a purpose for everybody here on this planet, and we all have our own journey, like I was stating, and all have our own path that we need to do. But you know, it was just chilling. Like as when I woke up and I had a text on my phone, like I wish I still had the text because it's like, dude, it's like it was just so chilling that I looked at my phone as soon as I woke up and I had that text, and it was like 7 a.m. and it was like, okay, like
Yeah.
bit crazy. So that it was. I'm very thankful for the life that God's allowed me to have, and um, uh,
Or- And not sure if you implied this already. Where was your life heading before you joined the Real Watch? Like, had you not joined, what plans did you actually have?
so if I had not joined the real world when I had got screwed out of that money that I got screwed out of, which I would say how much it is, but they're going through an active court case, and I don't want to jeopardize anything on that state. Um, but if I were to not have done anything and just, you know, I would have lost everything. I would have lost my house. They would have repoed my car. I probably would be either living out of a box or, I mean, I don't think so because of how hard headed I am. And I don't like being, I wouldn't say be told no, but I don't want, I don't like my life when it's in those situations. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get out of that situation and do it right in the correct way. But, if I didn't do anything and I was just lazy and I didn't, you know, follow what Tate was saying or anything like that, then I would have probably ended up homeless or living with my grandparents. And I don't want to do that. So.
Or what do you think made you a top salesman in that company? What attributes of yours?
So what really made me a top salesman was getting out there. So anybody has the skill to sell anything. Anybody has the skill to, we're all humans. We all have the same abilities to do what the other person is doing. It's just putting in that effort and time. And if I didn't put the time and effort to go out there and like I was knocking on doors and I was going, knocking on someone's door and talking to them and sitting down with them and closing them within 30 minutes. And I would, as soon as I get done with that deal, I would knock their neighbor's house and be like, hey, so and so just saved this much money with me. Why are you guys not doing this? So it just kind of be like, hey, it's getting out there because most guys would be like, oh, I just closed the deal and made $4,000 or $5,000. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go play video games. I'm gonna go hang out with my boys. I'm gonna go do this. Me, I didn't see that. I saw, hey, these people need my help. These people need to save money and they need to get away and learn from this. And I, so I just kept chasing it, and I wanted to make sure that, like I said, I wanted to help people. So that's my biggest thing is I wanted to help people. That's all. If that kind of answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. And then, how different is your average day now compared to before you joined the Real Watch?
you said how different is it?
Yeah.
Well, I have one of my dream cars. Uh, just actually, they don't know yet, but my grandparents who have raised me and kind of helped me through life. I actually my well, let's say this little story. My grandpa and my grandpa got married like 55 years ago. I think it was 55 years ago, but they my grandpa always promised to my grandma, "Hey, I promise I will take you to Hawaii one day when everybody leaves the house and stuff." Well, that didn't unfortunately ever happen. He's still 88 years old and he's working logging in the mountains, which I don't think anybody 88 years old needs to be doing that. Um, so my whole goal is to retire him. He doesn't know that yet, but I actually am surprising them here in 20 days on their anniversary with an all paid trip with me and my dad. And we're going to go to Hawaii. So they don't know about it yet. So I'm super excited to do that with them. It was just no problem with me. And I was able to drop like $8,000 on this trip and didn't even affect me. So, it's the real world is very thanks to that because, like I said, I'm able to come back to this campus and refer to things and any problems I have, I'm able to, look at the videos that the campus already provides or ask a question within the campus to help me understand and see how these people go about it because they have a lot of experience and they have a lot of money, obviously, and they're multimillionaires. So that's, I want to learn from these guys, not Joe Schmo over here that, sits on the couch and drinks a beer when he gets off of work. So, they have the same mindset. I would like to say that they're always chasing the bag, I want to say, and wanting to make an impact on this world.
Right. And just make sure your grandparents are sitting down when you announce it. 'Cause that's going to be pretty
Yes.
big news.
Yeah. But it's very exciting that I'm able to do that, and very, very heartwarming. And I didn't ever think I was going to be able to do that. Honestly, um, if I didn't have this campus in front of me, I don't know if that would happen. So um, I'm very thankful for that.
Beautiful. Why do you think they charge $50 for all this value that they're providing and changing lives?
Why do I think they charge $50? I would say they charge. I don't have the exact reason, but I do know that knowledge shouldn't be expensive. I don't think. Sorry, got a fly right there. Um, I don't think that knowledge should have a price on it. I think knowledge should just be whoever you're talking to, or um, like all these professors that you go to school and you have to pay hundreds of $1,000s to go to school. Like, they don't teach you anything except to be on time and to show up for college. Like, you mainly learn everything once you have that degree and you're in that field. A lot of people are hands on, so a lot of that is just a total waste of time. So I think the Tates see that, and the other people, the professors in the campus, and they're like, why are they charging so much? Like, it should, you know, I mean, I'm assuming, everybody has to make their profits, but it's not, hey, we want to make a bunch of money off these people. It's, hey, we want to just help people, and this is what we require, just $50. So, I don't have an exact reason on why they charge $50, but I do know that it's worth the $50. I do know that it's, a lot better than what these professors teach at the normal day to day school. Um, and I know that from firsthand experience that, I attempted to go to college after I was medically discharged from the military. And I walked in and literally my first day of class, I had completed everything on this guy's checklist that he had set for the whole semester. Completed it all.
What?
And I was just like, because it was for computer science and I was really good with computers. And he was like, why did you do that? And I was like, well, I know it all. Well, you don't know how I do it. And I was like, well, if you knew how to do it the correct way, you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be probably driving a Prius. I said, so I know how to do it. I'm just trying to save your time. Just go ahead and teach everybody else. And, you know, it's like, but he didn't want that. So I looked at him and was like, you know what? You're not worth my time. And I walked right out and I just went into the plumbing career after that. And
But that's interesting because how do you go from computer science to plumbing? Why did you choose that?
oh shit, the plumbing career. So yeah, I had an ex girlfriend of mine that her dad was doing plumbing, and he showed me. He's like, hey, look, I just made like 15 grand off this job, and I was like, dude, all you did was like fix this guy's toilet. I was like, what do you mean you made like 15 grand? I was like, you just screwed on a little screw in the back of the toilet and made 15 grand. I was like, so that was very attractive to me. And I ended up doing that for a little bit. And but like I said, when COVID happened, and I wasn't making 15K from plumbing. I was actually making minimum wage, which was like 15 bucks an hour. So, as an apprentice, that's what they pay. And it was just like, yeah, it's not worth it.
Right.
Very not worth it.
But computer science, I was because that was my background for a while as well. I had done artificial
Okay.
intelligence and robotics in uni
Oh, really?
before dropping out, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's fun, but just how they go about teaching you in school, it's
I
like,
did not learn much about AI. The only what I did learn was what I taught myself about AI.
yeah, that's what it is. It's like, man, you go to these universities and they're supposed to teach you, but they actually just teach you how to be what I call a robot, and to show up to this job, and then once you get to this job, they show you how they go about things, and then you have to learn those things.
Mm.
It's like, why not just give me a degree and allow me to just go to this job in the first place? And said, you just wasted like 4 years of my life, and now I have to relearn everything in the whole different way of how they do things. It's like, it wasn't worth it to me. It was just not worth it at all. And that's another thing about this campus is there's like multiple different areas. It's like you're not having it in one area. You can just go to this next campus and be like, hey, is this spot for me? And it's like, okay, then once you get your specific niche that you like, then you can learn from other campuses how these niches align. And then pretty sooner or later, you might start up your own business and doing something like that. And, I know there's a lot of people within the, what's Dylan's campus? I can't remember. The client acquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah, client acquisition. So I know there's a lot of people in there that have started their own businesses and are in the certified chat that are, giving opportunities to students to make money. And I think that's very valuable as well, to allow your guys' students to post their own personal businesses in there to help other students. And that's what I've kind of done as well. Is I have a coaching business that I just recently started, and I recruited people within the real world, and taught them how to do cold calling and taught them how to do this. And I have Monday and Friday meetings. And, I try to be as motivational as I can, and make sure these guys are pumped all the dang time. And any questions they have, I want to be able to crush it and make sure that they're doing good in life. So it's more than just being a part of a team. It's more of just becoming like a family. And that's what I see the real world as, is just one big family.
Yeah, of like-minded individuals thinking the same way, going towards a common objective, whether it's financial
Yep.
freedom or bettering themselves or for their families. It's just beautiful to see, especially with how where the West is heading and how men are being.
Yeah, I know
No,
it's
yeah, like at this point, I've heard so many stories where like people were on the verge of just ending it before finding the real what, and then it actually gives them a direction and meaning. So it's just It's insane. Like hearing it that many times is now getting me pissed off because how are men being like no one gives a fuck? And but anyway,
Yeah,
I guess that's just part of being a man. But yeah,
I
um,
did. I know the feeling. I went through it as well, and it's like, it's like, why do people not care? And it's really sad to see how cold hearted people are, especially, I even went through it this year with an ex girlfriend of mine, and it's like, dude, like all I wasted like 3 months of my time this year off of, an ex girlfriend, and how she treated me and went about things, and it was like, okay, I'm getting far away from this. I need to get back into it, and like, fuck her. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all about yourself, and your own journey. Back again, like I've been saying, is you want to go do your path that was meant for you. Don't let other people get in the way and ruin that. People are going to be thrown in your way to be in your life for a certain period, and then all of a sudden they want to leave because things get hard, and it's like, and then they say it's all your fault, and then they're causing problems for you and making you think you're the bad guy, and then it causes you to have depression and stuff like that. And good, let you have depression. Let that be an energy. That's what I had to learn was, hey, I have this depression that I had, and I was suffering from it, and I was like, I need to turn this into positive energy and not keep it the negative energy. And that's what I did, and that's what Tate preaches so much, is like, if you have this negative energy of the depression, like, turn it into something. Go to the gym, you know work that out, become something that you become so powerful or strong or influential that you make them regret that they left.
it's
And
completely
that's why,
possible to do. And yeah, no one is coming to save you, so you need to take that
yeah,
responsibility.
exactly.
Mhm.
And so I truly believe, like, if this opportunity got in front of those people and they saw that, um, it could change their life for good. And that's all I preach, and I like, is I just want to help people at the end of the day. I don't care about the money. It's all about, like I said in the very beginning, I want to make people smile, not frown and be upset. And that's the biggest problem in this world, is too many people chase the money sign, and they don't chase the smiles and helping people at the end of the day. So you know, everybody has their own two take on that. So it's you know, but I definitely agree with you that more people need to take the accountability of, like, men's suicide and stuff, and you know focus more on that, and give a platform for these people to go to. And I believe that's what the Tates are trying to do as well. So it's good.
Okay, so getting off this mellow, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, mellow trajectory. Now, what would you say was your biggest challenge when you were implementing lessons from the real world?
My biggest challenge was focusing. That is my biggest challenge, was sitting here, because it is online, and it's like, okay, like, I got my phone right here, it's blowing up. Oh, look, there's a car driving by. I'm just sitting here listening to these professors talk, and it's like, okay, I finally just had to, like, be like, okay, this is enough. I'm putting the phones in the microwave, closing my window, and I'm focusing in on this, because these guys know what they're talking about. And obviously, because you look at just look at their Instagram pages, like, that'll talk about anybody's life. Um, you know, to see how successful they've been. And but focus was one of the biggest things that I truly struggled with, because it is online. I don't know if I cut out right there. Sorry. Um, but it is online, so it is a little bit harder to focus on something like this. But you got to cut out the distractions and just dive right in, because it's worth it at the end of it.
And what advice would you have to people who are starting out in e-commerce, considering your fast success with it? Yeah. What would you say to them?
You said what? Sorry.
What advice would you have to people who are just starting out in e-commerce?
To the e-commerce campus, listen to the professor. Honestly, everything he says is spot on the spot, and um, I'm sure he's added more in there since I've done it. And if you follow his instructions in the e-commerce campus and take it to your own path, like I said, like I did with me, or if you just follow his instructions on the e-commerce store, it'll work. You know, I would like to say I implemented it a little bit as well when I was doing the solar ads as well, but um, I just wasn't for me because, like I said, I'm more after helping people, and I didn't see the equivalent line of, hey, how am I helping someone in this spot? So it just didn't line up for me. Um, but for people starting out, just follow what the professor says because they know what they're talking about, and they'll lead you to success, and they're there for your success and to make sure you succeed in their campus.
Because each professor is competing against the others to make their campus the best.
Yep,
It's
yep.
good.
So
Yeah.
it's all a big like I wouldn't say game, but it's
Yeah. It's the
hey,
again kind of masculine competition, but in a friendly way.
yeah, hey, yep, yep.
Arno self-proclaiming that his is the best, and then Pope making the best creator community on earth, and yeah, it's just everyone. It's a nice dynamic. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Um, let's see. Short term, I would like to say my life is heading, definitely increasing my financial and knowledge. Um, Medium term, I would like to say that I'm going to retire my grandparents. That's what I'm going to do, and family, hopefully. Long term is, I'm just hoping to become more of a influential person in my day to day life and help give a platform and well, not platform, but give the motivation to people to help them go through whatever they're going through, or help them make money, whatever they need help with. I want to be that person that they kind of lean on to be like, hey, this is what I did and this is what worked for me. Let's go ahead and let's see if it works for you as well, or if not, let's find out something that works for you. um, like I said, all about the smiles, man. Gotta make people smile.
Mhm. Solid. Okay. Um, I guess I'm happy wrapping up there. That was almost 40 minutes. That flew by. But yeah, it
Yep.
was quite a heartfelt conversation. So now for my final question, for people who are unsure about joining the real watch, because surely in these 40 minutes you're a paid actor and they're going to get scammed for $50. What advice would you have to them?
Definitely not a scam, man. Just go for it. Like, what if you're going through something hard? I really suggest you go join the real world, and not a paid actor. I just sit here and want to make the best life for as many people as I can. And if that's getting them in the real world, then you need to get in the real world because these guys are here to make you into a better person like they've done to me.
Mhm. Very well put. Okay, and if people want to find out more about you, I'll contact you. Where can they do so?
Yeah, they can follow my Instagram. It's a shining blue up there, so it's GHO5TZ, and uh, I post usually about my success on there and what I'm doing and traveling spots, I guess. So trying to get better posting on there, but it's hard when you're constantly working and stuff like that. So no one wants to see me sitting there knocking on someone's door or sitting in front of my computer like I am right now, and but yeah, no, that's where you guys can find me, and if you want to reach out, you can reach out.
And just in case that part of the video is just slightly cropped because not the full length of it or width of it gets into Final Cut, I will add it to the
Yeah.
description of the video so anyone interested can check that. And yeah,
Okay.
Jonathan, let's
Yeah.
do a follow up at some point in future, maybe 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, man.
See how you're doing, hold you accountable to everything, get your progress update, and
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
that would be great. And thank you for sharing your story. It was very interesting to listen to, and I wish you all the best.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Wish you all the best as well, and have a. I don't know if it's nighttime there or
It's
daytime
2
for you,
a.m.
but oh shit. I know that feeling, man. I'm up until like 2 a.m. and then it's right back at it at 6 a.m. again. So it's like, yeah, but yeah, man, I appreciate the opportunity, and it was so funny. Um, but I was sitting there talking to my buddy yesterday, and because he's in the solar industry as well, and I had told him, oh yeah, I posted how much I earned on last week in the real world, and I wanted to increase my knowledge and stuff from that to see what else they had available in the super soldier chat. So he's like, man, wouldn't it be funny if like someone from Tate's group reached out to you and set up an interview with you? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it, whatever. And like literally right when I was about to go to bed last night, he messaged me, and I was like, motherfucker.
Interesting how that works.
Like, did he just message someone that I don't know about? Or no, I'm just playing. But yeah, no, I definitely do appreciate your time. And if you're going to bed after this, I hope you sleep good.
Bed?
And
What is bed, dude? I have work to do.
hey, hey, you never know. Some people like to sleep instead of work. Hey, when I fall asleep, bro, I'm dreaming about work. It's actually pretty
That's
scary.
good. That's when you know you're doing all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, no, I do appreciate your time and the opportunity to do this with you as well.
Good. So yeah, until next time.
Awesome, man.